Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you guys how to draw a 3/4 view of an anime face of a boy. So let's get started. So first off, you're gonna draw a circle, and that is going to be the base of our head. And then let's draw the cheek. And for the cheek, this is just a sketch, so it does not have to be, perfect. So let's just draw two curved lines towards a point like below the circle, and this is going to be the cheek. And then let's draw a curved line from that point, and this is going to be the center of the face. And maybe it should be a little bit closer to the center, so maybe like that. So now let's draw another line here for the ear. So this is where the ear should be. The way I found out where this line is going to be is that I think of a cylinder, a cylinder, and then there's like a cross on top of the cylinder, and then this line is like perpendicular to this line. You know what I mean? Whatever, let's continue with our face. Now we just want to, so this is the height of the face, and in the middle of it you're gonna draw a horizontal line, and this is gonna be the line for the eyes. And then let's finish the neck first. So for the neck, it's just two lines, something like that. Yeah, and this line should come from like this line. Maybe, yeah, it does not have strict rules, but just two lines. And then let's draw, okay, so following the line for the center of the face, let's draw another line that matches it, somewhere like here, and this is the center of the neck. And then let's draw two curved lines that goes to a point on that line. And then let's just draw a horizontal line here, and make sure that the connecting points between these lines and the lines for the neck are on that line. And then from there you can just draw the shoulder, just like that. And then let's just decide how wide the shoulder is. And by the way, I'm gonna thicken his neck. No, not thicken it, but I'm gonna move it a little bit towards left, so that it looks like he's standing upright and not his face, it looks like his head was sticking outwards, which is kind of strange. So now like this, and then of course another horizontal line, and then make sure that the shoulders are on the same height. And then of course this distance is shorter than this distance, you understand? And let's draw a line for the center of the chest, and then, but this is not important because we are focusing on the face in this tutorial, so let's just focus on the face. Let me just zoom in a little bit. And then let's start with this line. Let's just polish it, like, okay, so first off, draw the forehead, and then it should curve a little bit outwards for the chin, and then it should curve like back into the cheek, like that. And I'm gonna give him a pointed cheek, and then the line is just going there and disappearing. And then let's just give him the ear, which is just something like this. Something like this. And actually we should erase that line, which was the guideline for where the ear was. And then let's just draw something like this, which is the lines for the insides of the ear, something like that. You know, this is not real. You can't find errors like this in real life, but you know, it looks very correct. So let's just do this. And then we are done with this, and then we just need the face, like the eyes and the mouth. And for the eyes, I'm just gonna, you know, I don't have strict rules for where the eyes are, but I will just, you know, try out till I feel like it's correct. So just remember to give him a little bit of a big eyes, something like that, and then another circle, and then okay. So I just draw a really, you know, a provisional eye, and it looks correct. So now I'm going to, you know, be more detailed, and let me just zoom in a little bit more, and I'm just gonna use a sharper pencil, and I'm gonna do, you know, the detailed art. So let's just draw the upper line for the eye, and it's gonna go curve downwards, and then something like, you know, it sticks backwards, and then there's a line there for, you know, the lower line, and then for the eye, it's just, you know, for the iris, I mean, it's just a circle and then a highlight, which is a small circle. And let's just not draw, you know, the circle completely, and then something like this. Just draw something like that, and then you're gonna shadow everything inside it. That's a very fast and very, you know, easy way to, you know, do the shadowing for the eyes, which I think looks pretty good too. Okay, so let's just copy this and do it on the other side, but remember that it's gonna be smaller and narrower because, you know, it's 3D. So yeah, let's just do the same thing. For here, you should be able to see a little bit of highlight, but not a lot. So yes, let's finish this with an eyebrow, which is gonna be something like that. No, there are tons of ways to draw eyebrows, and I want this guy to have, you know, a kind of concentrated look, but at the same time he's smiling. So yeah, so like that. It should maybe be, you know, closer to the eyes. I don't know. Let's just test this out. You know, eyebrows are easy to change later. So let's just continue to the nose. For this nose, I'm gonna try something very different, which is that the nose is really close to his eye, which is actually not my style, because I tend to draw a more realistic, you know, way. But it's okay to, you know, you just have to remember that this line could be smaller than this line. It's just a matter of style. This time I drew two lines of almost the same length, and then a dot for the nostril, of course. And then I could give him, you know, like this look or that look, whatever you choose. Actually, I'm gonna give him an angry look, maybe. Something like that. No, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so for the smiling look, remember that when people smile, they tend to, you know, widen the mouth. And it's really wide when I'm saying wide. It's something like that. This wide is almost at the center of the eyes, of both eyes. Something like that. And maybe a line below it for the lips. You know, this is just a style. Some people think it's ugly, and I'm one of them. So I just leave it like that. Okay, so finally we're done with, you know, the face. So let's just draw the the hair. Okay, so for the hair, you just have to, you know, I always start to drawing the hair here, drawing the hair here, because you know, I think it's easier. But for this guy, I'm gonna give him a long hair, yeah, really long, something like this. And remember that when you're drawing the hair, please you know, be sure that they have, you know, natural look. The lines should be very, you know, very straight and very, you know, strong. You should not, you know, vibrate your hand when drawing the strokes. That's really important. I'm gonna give him, you know, really long hair. It's almost covering his eyes, but it's not really long in anime, because in animes they tend to have a very long hair. They tend to have, you know, maybe some people think it's not long at all, but you know, whatever. And for the end of this hair, which I think is the hardest part to draw, it's just like one last chunk of hair, and then it ends there, and then you just have to, you know, draw what's behind the head, which should be connected to the stroke for the hair, you know, on top of the head. Do you understand what I mean? This one should be connected to, you know, all these, but not to the one in front of his face. At least that's what I've noticed that people tend to draw, you know, the most. Okay, so I'm just gonna give him, you know, more hair strokes. And try to, you know, try to make some hair sticking out, you know, to make them look more, a little bit spiky and also a little bit natural, because, you know, it's actually more natural that there are some hair sticking out. So yes, something like that. This one is too much. A little bit lower. Then it bends there and it shoots out there. And then, you know, chunk of hair here, and you know, at the end of the head we can find some hair sticking out, which is really common. Okay, so I just noticed that I have made a mistake, which is to make the hair too small. You know, one thing to remember is that this was the circle we have drawn. You know, this was the circle we have drawn. And then when you draw the hair, it should be, you know, higher than it. It should not be on top of it. It should be much higher than it. Something like this. Something like this. Yes. And actually, to be honest, I just found out that he looks very creepy. Therefore, I'm gonna change his mouth to something, you know, much more natural. A smiling mouth, a wide smiling mouth. Actually, yeah. So remember that a smiling mouth should you know, it should like bend upwards at the end, and then you know, just like that. Okay, so also remember that the upper teeth should show more, you know, than the lower teeth, if you understand what I mean. This is a little bit strange. Something like this. And then let's just leave it blank in the middle, which is, you know, very common in anime too. Okay, so I think we're done, aren't we? Let's zoom it a little bit. Yeah, this looks pretty okay. And as you can see, we still have a lot of guidelines there and here. So I'm actually gonna do a time lapse now, and I'm gonna, you know, draw the clothes on him, and also I'm gonna do the shadowing and also erase the guidelines and also redraw all the lines thicker and harder, so that you know, it becomes more polished and you guys can see it better. So and of course I'm gonna do the coloring too, you know, the shading and shadowing. So yeah, let me just do the time lapse. Finally, I'm done drawing, you know, redrawing all the lines and also doing the shading and shadowing. And before we end this video, I just want to talk a little bit about what I've changed while doing all the shadowing and shading and stuff. And that's I of course changed the folds and stuff. So I've now made, you know, some creases and stuff on the cloth, and also I've drawn, you know, I think, you know, like a V here on his neck. I've also drawn this line below his mouth. I also changed the mouth a little bit so it looks more natural, and I've also moved, you know, the neck a little bit forward. And then I've, you know, and lastly it was the eyebrow. I changed the eyebrow a little bit, you know, in order to, you know, to make him have a much more natural expression. And I think I added some chunk of hair. No, I erased one chunk of hair or something. I don't remember that much. But it was something about the hair, so that it looks more natural. And yes, you with people tend to change a little bit while, you know, doing the inking or shadowing or whatever, and that's very normal because sometimes you see something that you didn't see, and then you can, you know, correct it. And yeah, so hopefully you learned something new from this video, and if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you have any question or request, just leave it in the comment section below. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, and I will be uploading another video really soon. So thank you for watching and have a nice day. See you in the next video. Goodbye.